It was a little awkward on the phone, me reading it and being like, he teaches her about foreplay.
Oh, God. This is Megan.
And Sue in the restricted section.
And today we are doing the mid-year check-in tag.
And this was created by Harriet Rosie and also Dane Cobain. And so we'll link both of their videos down below. Go check them out.
Yes, and we were tagged by Harriet Rosie.
Yes, so thank you for the tag. And this is, as the title would suggest, a mid-year check-in tag. It's a little bit different than the mid-year freak-out tag, which is a popular one. This one I feel like is a little bit more geared toward like adult.
Yeah,
books.
I think so.
I think the mid-year freak-out one was kind of more for the YA booktubers.
Yeah.
And we're gonna drink this beer that we might have had on the channel before, but I don't know.
It's good. We're gonna do it again anyway.
But it's the Queen City Hibiscus.
It's a Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. No, it's not. It's a Belgian-style golden ale.
Just kidding. It's a Belgian-style golden ale. And what one is their Hefeweizen?
I don't know.
Midtown Heffy?
Yeah, that one.
Heffy?
Hefe?
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 I don't know.
This is from White River Brewing Company, which you probably heard us talk about.
Because it is our favorite brewing company in Springfield.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're in part 2 of our vlog that we posted most recently. Because I went there
yes.
during the vlog and I met a magician and he showed us some card tricks.
Pretty cool. And we were there yesterday.
We were.
Yeah.
We go there a lot.
We go there often.
So let's try this.
Cheers.
It's good. It's nice and refreshing.
It tastes like, I've had this before so I know I really like it, but it tastes weird after that IPA.
Oh yeah, we just drank an IPA. It's a little tart, but
it's not
much.
Not tart enough to be gross.
Yeah, I like it though. I don't drink it that often. I usually get their IPA when I go there. Gravel bar.
Yeah, I usually get their stout, but lately, since it's been hot out, I've been getting their Midtown Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. Okay, so let's get into the tag. The first question is, how many books have you read so far this year?
I have read 36 books so far this year.
And I've read 32. So we're both ahead of our goals.
We are, yeah.
So that's good.
That is very good.
We're both doing pretty good this year.
Pretty damn good.
For us. A lot of people are like, I've read 150 books so far this year. I'm like,
how?
What?
How? Just tell me how. Tell me your secrets. Teach me your ways. Question 2 is, what's your favorite book so far this year?
For me, that has been Kindred, the graphic novel adaptation by Damien Duffy and John Jennings. The original text obviously was written by Octavia Butler.
Queen Octavia.
Queen Octavia, who was the Google art thing a couple days ago, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm really happy that she's like gaining some recognition.
Yeah. But I gave this 4.5 stars, so it's the closest I've come to a 5-star read this year. Unfortunately, I have not had a 5-star read yet. I've had a lot of 4 stars, so it hasn't been a bad reading year, but just nothing's completely
rocked your socks.
Rocked my world yet. But I thought this was really good. I liked the illustrations. I think it did kind of, it added something. Like, it wasn't just like I was rereading Kindred. Like, the illustrations really added to the experience. So, yeah, I loved it.
And I said Parable of the Talents, also by Queen Octavia. I feel like it's really, this is kind of an unfair question because any year that I read a book by Octavia Butler, that's probably going to be my favorite one. But this was the second book in a duology. The first one is Parable of the Sower. And this is probably my second favorite series that Octavia Butler has written. My first favorite being the Xenogenesis series because that was amazing. But this one was incredible, and I really think that Octavia Butler is a prophet. Because there were a lot of things in this book that were just very true to certain things that are happening, like politically right now. And like the catchphrase of one of the political pundits in this book was "Make America Great Again," and that really tripped me out. But yeah, this book also made me cry, and I'm not a crier. I don't usually cry at books, but I totally did on this one. I loved it. I cannot tell you enough how much I loved it. You should read it.
The third question is, what's the most disappointing book you've read this year?
I said The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, just because I had heard so many people really rave about this book, and there, you know, a couple of my friends who have really good taste in books and who, you know, I respect their recommendations, really like this book. And I just found it like super mediocre. Yeah, I really didn't love it.
I wasn't a huge fan of it either.
So I would say probably this one, just because it had been built up so much that I was thinking it would be amazing, and it was not.
Yeah. And I chose The Power by Naomi Alderman because I just really thought I was going to love this. I thought I had read it for the challenge of reading a predicted 5-star read for Cramathon because I thought I was going to fucking love it. And I really did not love it. I gave it 3 stars, so I didn't hate it either. But yeah, much like you with that one, I think I just found it really mediocre, and I wasn't a fan, but I thought, you know, it's a dystopian where like women gain a physical power,
right?
That makes them more powerful than men, and so then that puts, you know, they become the more powerful.
Changes the tides.
Yeah, it flips the roles there. And I thought it was just like blah meh for myself. But I haven't, like, I don't know, I'm like, maybe I don't like these kinds of books because I also didn't care for that one by Louise Erdrich. What was it called? Future Home of the Living God. Similar, you know, a similar type of story where it's dystopian and focuses on women. Didn't care for it either. Found it mediocre.
You
also didn't
for
care
The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, also didn't care for The Handmaid's Tale. So I'm like, maybe I just, for whatever reason, don't like this genre. I don't know. But I do like dystopians. Like, I don't know, maybe my expectations are too high whenever it's like female-centric dystopians.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I can see that.
Because I loved, like, The Chrysalids. That's a dystopian. I loved that book.
Maybe it has to do with the writing style, too, because that one's like the book within a book thing, which I know you don't care for too much.
Right.
And then The Handmaid's Tale had, like, all the commas. And it wasn't, like, super awesome with the writing style.
Yeah, that could be it. Other than this being a book within a book, I didn't have any problems with the writing style. Although I will say that, like, it felt like a YA book sometimes. Like, the way it was written. And it's definitely not. Like, there's fucked up stuff in this.
Real fucked up stuff.
So that was a little weird. And then, like, the Future Home of the Living God, I just found boring. Because instead of focusing on what was going on in the world, it focused, like, on this woman and her pregnancy. And I was like, I give no fucks about this movie.
I really am looking forward to reading that just because I want to see, knowing what you think of it, I want to read it more. Just because I want to see if I also feel that way. What genre have you read the most of this year?
I think for me that's probably sci-fi, but I don't know because I read very eclectically, so I've read a jumble of different genres, but I think I have probably read a little bit more sci-fi than anything else.
Yeah, I think that's true for me too, because I've read, I mean, different corners of sci-fi, because I mean, I've read, you know, quite a few Octavia Butler books. I've read a lot of zombie novels.
Oh yeah, I guess you could count that as sci-fi.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's like sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably in that realm.
Alright, question 5. Name a new favorite author that you've discovered this year.
I had a hard time with that one. I think I'm going to go with Alice Walker and Geraldine Brooks because I read books by them this year that I really loved. I actually read The Color Purple this year and I gave that 5 stars because I really, really enjoyed it. And then I also really enjoyed Year of Wonder by Geraldine Brooks. And it made me excited to read more of her work. So to me, that's always kind of a clue that they might be a potential new favorite author. If by reading something they've written, I want to read more.
Yeah.
So.
And I would probably say, new to me, I read Foundation by Isaac Asimov, and I don't think I'd ever read any Isaac Asimov before. And I really enjoyed that, and I definitely want to read more by him. I had another one. Oh, Carl Sagan. I hadn't read any Carl Sagan before we read Contact, and I definitely want to read more of his stuff too.
What's the most surprisingly good book you've read so far this year?
Speaking of Foundation by Isaac Asimov, I chose Foundation because this is very political. It is not character driven really at all, I wouldn't say. It covers a very large span of time. So there's several different characters that it's focused on because, you know, the characters at the beginning are dead by the end.
Right, yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of character development, which usually I don't like books like that.
Right.
But I really enjoyed this, and I think it's, you know, one of those sci-fi novels that is still relevant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I plan to read the rest of the series.
I said White Oleander by Janet Fitch, because I read this for a book that is part of Oprah's book club, and y'all know I was real skeptical about Oprah's book club. I was kind of snobby about it. I've since changed my mind, but I was really surprised at how much I really loved this book. And like the more that I think about it, the more I kind of want to go back and change my rating.
Really?
Because I gave it a 4-star rating, but like I kind of want to go back and give it 5.
Really?
I really loved this book, and I don't know why I was so surprised at how much I loved it. I think I just didn't think I would dislike it, but I think I didn't really have super high expectations for it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I fucking love this book.
I love it too. It's really good.
It's really good.
Question 7. What are your favorite and most anticipated 2018 releases?
I'm gonna go with none. Because I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what's coming out.
No clue. The next question is, what is your next big priority for your reading?
I don't know that I have a specific book that's a big priority, but we're getting ready to do, I almost said fixin' to do.
Fixin'.
Because
I said Pertnier earlier, so.
We're getting ready to do Tome Topple. So, our Tome Topple books are a priority.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Also, we're both still doing the Read Harder Challenge.
Yes, so finishing that.
So those are priority. And also, my books from my top 8 books that I want to read in 2018 are a priority, which I've so far only read 2 of them. I have to go back and watch the videos. I put all mine on the shelf together, so I know what mine are. I know what mine are, but I still have 4 of them.
I really want you to read.
I had to have more than 4. Because I think I've only read 2 of them. Where'd they go?
But yeah, so those are pretty much my priorities too, I would say. I've also, I want to read all the books I own, but I don't know if that's like a...
Then you just bought more books. So.
I did. I just bought more books.
And you're about to get Book of the Month class.
Listen, I have a problem. I have literally no self-control whatsoever when it comes to book buying.
I mean, look around you. I just have piles of books I have stacks of books on the floor right now because I don't know where to put them. Question 9. What's been your bookish highlight of the year so far?
I am going to say I have got 2, I think. The first one is the Books in Bloom event that we went to, because that was just a really fun bookish event.
Yeah, it was cool.
Nice.
We got to meet
SueCee. We did, and a couple of other authors, and find out about some cool new books. And
it was fun, and that whole trip was fun. And it was kind of like, we did a lot of, other stuff too, but the reason we went was for Books in Bloom. So that was why we went to Eureka Springs. And it was a really fun day.
It really was. Yeah, it was a really good day. So I would say that. And then this month has been my strongest reading month so far this year, which I think is a highlight, in that I've read 11 books this month.
Sorry, Quiggles is licking himself loudly.
Quiggle.
Right by the camera.
Sorry. So if you hear slurping sounds, that's Quiggles getting up at his dick.
He's really going for it.
You just go for it, buddy. Get up in there.
Anyway, my bookish highlights, the same. The Books in Bloom Festival was really fun. Also, I would say Cozy-a-thon. That's what it was called, right?
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
The Cozy-a-thon was kind of a highlight for me because I read a lot of books during the Cozy-a-thon, right? And I feel like I did really, really well. Probably the best I've ever done.
You kicked ass at that readathon.
We both did pretty good at it, I think.
I think we both did, but you really kicked ass.
Yeah, so I was really proud of myself for that.
Definitely.
That readathon. So yeah, those have probably been my bookish highlights.
And question 10 is, who do you tag? Which, of course, we
we
did not think about
not
this
think about
ahead of time.
The Bookie Babe just recently kind of came back to BookTube, so let's tag her.
How's your reading year been?
Let's tag Sam Brennan, Brews and Reviews. And let's do one more. Let's tag Brushing Bookends.
Let's do that. Yes.
And the beer's tasty.
It's tasty.
Yeah, it's a nice like summertime refreshing light beer.
It is. I dig it. There'll be some links down below where you can find us elsewhere on the internet.
And if you haven't subscribed yet,
please do. Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.